I mean, I don't want to go deeper, but I just don't want to sacrifice my life for you. You know, I am here to live my life as well. Guys, this is Azeb. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to share a story with you about my abusive marriage. I feel like I'm in a place now to share my truth, my reality. This is my reality, so I am going to talk about it, share, not feeling guilty or very like, you know, sad. Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes I get emotional, but I am not in that place anymore, and I'm very grateful and happy. So the story is as I said, I'm just gonna share one story today. So that story is going to be about my breastfeeding journey. So I after I gave birth, I for some reason my breast didn't have enough milk, so I couldn't the milk I have in my breast wasn't enough for my son, just, you know, just to keep it as just, you know, breastfeeding. So he needed more formula milk. So my ex-husband, which is my son's father, he did not like the idea of buying formula, and he said if I was a good mother, I should breastfeed my son. And you know, I explained it's beyond me. I keep trying, you know, pushing, like really squeezing my breast, and I was like sore and it was painful. So I really couldn't do it. I you know, it's just not me actually, it's just my body. So, and even, you know, the doctors told him that, you know, a lot of times it happens, but he just want to accept it. And he said that it's just me refusing breastfeeding my son. So what happened was, yes, he was buying formula, and I like when my son he wakes up every 2 hours, as you know, guys, you know. So I had to wake up and just, you know, give him you know, try to breastfeed until he or me preparing the formula. And the ones, whatever tiny milk I had in my body, when it's just, you know, it's no more. So when he started crying, I just give him the formula milk. So this is the story. His father came up with the idea that he would buy the formula milk, and he would write down the date he gave me, and he said every formula that I opened, like a can, one can, needs to be at least I have to use it for 3 days. So yeah, as if I was drinking, right? Yeah, so if not, mind you, for those of you who lives in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, I wasn't driving, I still don't drive. If I finish the can before 3 days, I'd have to leave the baby home. He watches or whatever. So I would have to go buy formula and come back. So it's like a punishment, like the formula have to stay for 3 days, guys. And I was in shock. I know my friends are like have kids, but I've never had that kind of conversation. And also, I was kind of like, should I just ask everybody? And I was ashamed, you know. That's the thing, when you go through an abusive relationship, you would feel like everything is your fault, you know. And again, you know, the giving birth and all of the hormone imbalance and up and down, and on top of it, and him, I wasn't even thinking. I was just moving as like a dead person, like breathing, yeah, walking dead person. So I was like, is it how everybody's doing? Like if they don't breastfeed, you know, that as the can could stay for 3 days. So I was like, is it me? So I really try to keep it for 3 days. And if not, there is nothing I could do about it, because that's my baby. I have to feed him, you know. And I would just go out and take transportation, public transportation. Imagine giving birth and you go out and you buy formula. It was very tough for me, especially my body was a little bit like weak. And I wasn't eating. For some reason, again, I lost my appetite after giving birth. Completely, I lost my appetite. So, yeah, and the thing that makes me feel was like everything is my fault, you know. I was ashamed. I felt so guilty not breastfeeding my baby. Mothers are not like one size fits for all, in my opinion, right? So he would just give me a lot of preferences, like look at this, look at that, look at this, I mean, look how you're doing. So I was in a terrible situation, you guys, and I had to be by myself. He had some like jobs for a few days and he had to leave home. I mean, like he leaves home early and come back home like after midnight or whatever. So he would stay in his separate bedroom. We weren't separate, but we have a, you know, extra bedrooms in the house. So he would stay because he didn't want to be bothered, because he has to wake up in the morning and go to whatever he was doing. So I had to do everything in the daytime by myself and nighttime by myself and everything. So I couldn't sleep daytime or nighttime, because the baby wakes up like every 2 hours, not even sometimes 2 hours. So everything was my mind. Oh my goodness. It was, so I was walking dead. I was walking dead. I couldn't think, and whatever I was thinking, I was worthless, you know. So, and then he would stress me for so many things. And I remember one time I was doing something, I don't remember exactly, went downstairs, was looking for something, and I found like, I remember like 8-10 cans of formula that he hides somewhere. But I was buying, I just go out and buy formula if I finish it before 3 days, but there's something there stuck in the house. So I never understand why he wants to hurt a woman like that. To me, I still don't know, and I don't want to know anymore. Before I used to be like, why is that? Is it because of his childhood? I've heard something terrible story about his childhood. So that was excuse to me, that whatever he did to me, I was like, oh, it's because his father left him, blah, 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 blah. But then, you know, you realize that whatever you went through should never give you a right to abuse another person. You know, you should heal before you engage in a serious relationship, you know. So, you know, I was like, my son was all my world, and I could talk to him, I could tell him what we would do in the future every day. I fantasize things, what I'm going to do with my son. I think that's my exit when I, you know, stress really so badly and I fantasize things. So I would just talk to my son. Yeah, he was a newborn, but I would tell him that, you know, me and you, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, as if like he's a, you know, like a man, like he could understand me, like, you know. So that was the story about me breastfeeding. And then once we were going through the divorce, I remember he took me to court and he told the judge that I didn't breastfeed our son because I don't want my breasts to change their size. And I remember I was heartbroken. I was ashamed. I was like, what is this guy wants from me? You know, like, who would do that? Like, I'm after years, okay, coming here in the US, the first day when I sat down in my therapist's office, I remember what I said the first time, guys. I said, so she was like, so why are you here, blah, blah, you know. And I said, I want to know what's wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. So I believed really long time that there was something wrong with me. Yeah, so that's why I want to come and share my story with you, my friend. You know, when we go through a lot of abusive relationship, at the end of the day, we start to question ourselves, you know. And yeah, there was a lot of stuff went wrong with me. Yes, believing, trusting this kind of person, you know, believing that people could change and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to go deeper, but I just don't want to sacrifice my life for you. You know, I am here to live my life as well. Oh, yeah. So this is the smallest story that I wanted to share with you today, and I hope you guys could learn from it. But one thing I've learned from it is always know your worth, you know, and it's okay. If I knew what I know by now, like, or I would say that for my younger self, I would say that run away from this type of people. Don't be naive, you know, don't be so positive and believe that anything can change, people can change. No, this kind of behavior, I think he's mentally unstable and he has so many mental problems. So I thought it was just like he's this or that. I was excusing myself because I didn't know my worth. I didn't know my worth. Now, yeah, yeah, it's good to know your worth and who you are as a person. When I say who I am, who am I, it's not like my name or whatever, but you know, my worth, like, you know, my kindness, I'm a very genuine person. Whatever I know, you know. So I feel like people are like that. So, but now I know that not everybody in the same page. This is the story, guys. Next time I'm gonna come with my other stories. It's a bunch of them. That's why I have to like come up with one story. I have been going to a therapy over, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 2 years. So, and then this marriage was like 10 years ago, but it's still going on. It's still very, very rough. I'm telling you, there's something going on, and never left. He still talks about like we're still married, like kind of situation, trying to control. And I'm here in the States and he's back home in Ethiopia. So guys, thanks for listening. And I want to say thank you so much for my subscribers. For like a lot of people calling, checking on me because I've never but you know, I have so much like personalities. I'm so bubbly and happy, and everybody thinks that my life is perfect. Oh my God, you know. And when they watched the video, it was way different than the life I presented. It's not like I fake, but I carry my pain so gracefully. You know, I don't really throw my pain on everybody. You know, that's my situation. So I hold it together. Nobody knows. So yeah, and I really appreciate my friends and families and everyone for checking out me and trying to see if I can talk to my son again and everything. And I really deeply so appreciative. And I'll talk to you next time. All right, until then, have a wonderful day. Peace and love be with you. Ciao for now.